Good morning. Day 261 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is problems. So I was listening to this awesome podcast the other morning, and I would highly recommend Esther Hicks. If you don't listen to her already, she has a new grouping that's probably only like 8 to 12 minutes. So very doable, great chunks of really useful information. And I need to put my glasses on for a moment. So she was talking about problems, and I wrote this down. It's a quote. She said, "A problem is the beginning of a magnificent growth experience." So I highly doubt most of us think problems are awesome things to have. I know I definitely don't, and don't go looking for problems. However, this is a really beautiful reframe, a flip actually, on when problems, conflicts, issues come up, right? It's an opportunity for greater understanding of what's not working, what is not going the way you want it to, and then it gives you the opportunity to pause and think about what the information is here for you so that you can grow, so that you don't end up in this situation over and over again. I think oftentimes when there's a problem or a conflict, people start yelling or fighting, and that necessarily doesn't help the situation. It just heightens it, and then boom, people go off in their own directions, and then that's the end. Doing things differently, taking pause, stepping away for a moment, taking a break, quietly reflecting, and pulling in some new tools to step forward and do this a new way will most likely yield new results. We all have issues. We all have problems. There's no one alive who doesn't. So as these come up, to actually think about doing a different way. So this is practice. This is having the awareness to pause when there's an issue, when there's a problem, when there's something going on. And we all have that ability. It's just keying into it. So a new way to look at problems, check out Esther Hicks podcasts, Hicks, Abraham Hicks. Amazing work. Hope this is helpful. Love is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Namaste. Good morning. Day 262 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is turtle tidbit requests. So the other day after a tidbit, someone commented and said, "I'm having an issue. I wish you would do a tidbit on how do you let go of old friendships when there's heartache." So we chatted so that I could get a little more information. And because we all end up in situations like this, I'm going to share with permission. So this is a friendship that's been for decades, since she was in middle school. And people are starting to grow apart. And it's really hard to let go. And it's causing a lot of heartache for her to let go of this friend. Even though this friend has pulled away, and it seems to be pretty clear. Here's where the heartache is. Holding on creates heartache. Not listening to the situation that's happening at hand creates heartache. So here's a situation where somebody really wants to have some time and pull away and needs some space. By holding on to this person's uncomfortable, and this person who's doing the holding is uncomfortable, and it's fearful, right? We're afraid we're going to lose them, but the truth is at this point in time, it's not in sync. So letting her go creates some room. And we don't know what's going to happen. Is she going to come back? Are they going to meet again? And this has happened once before in their friendship. So this happens with lots of people. It's the letting go part here that I held the space for her to understand. In fact, it would be better to honor herself in this regard too. And there's a little pain, and you have to kind of tease this out. Where there is pain, we often hold on tighter, and that creates more pain. So breathing, creating some space, allowing room, allowing her friend to go off and to focus on the good parts of her life and the other things that are working, because there's a lot of things that are working really well. This is a great opportunity for some shifting to occur. So check in your life and see where there is clinging and holding, and that's really hard and painful. And think about loosening that grip and just seeing what happens when you do that. I hope this is helpful. If you're going through something and you want to get a little extra support, let me know. Love is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Namaste. Have a great day. Good morning. Day 263 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is a podcast called Mystical Messages with Hillary Harley. I was interviewed a couple weeks ago by Hillary, and most of you have heard me talk about Hillary. She's a dear friend, soul sister, who does astrological readings and more. And if you haven't had a reading with her, you are missing out on crucial information that will help you lead your life the way that you want to. So I suggest you connect with her, but that's something separate. I've shared the podcast on a couple of different posts, and it was truly an honor to be the first person who Hillary interviewed in her new series and podcast. So we had a blast. We talked about lots of beginnings, how I started in this. She had amazing questions, and it just flowed. It was a wonderful interview. As many of you know, I talked about new things that I wanted to happen, new things I wanted to manifest, and partnerships is one of them. And I have been recently asked to be interviewed by lots of different amazing people, and this has been awesome. And so I share this with you because I want you to think about what it is you want to bring in, and then send that energy up and open up to it. And then like goes to like. In the law of attraction, that's what comes in. So I'm going to segue in as well to a great song that I was listening to on the radio in the car yesterday. I love country music. I love lots of different music, but I was listening to this song by Chris Jansen. And you may know it if you're a country fan, and it often says, "Shut your mouth." It's called Good Vibes, and it's a great song. I want you to pull it up and listen to it, because it talks a lot about if you have negative things to say, if you're thinking negative things, do not say them. Do not give them energy. Shut your mouth. Move to the positive. We have all these different things we think about, right? And as humans, sometimes we get stuck in this negative thought, and we replay it and replay it and replay it. This is so unhealthy, unhelpful, and doesn't get you to where you want to be. So noticing that right off the bat with awareness, and then changing the channel, shifting gears, move to Good Vibes. This is a great song. It's catchy. Listen to it and do it. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day. Love is your superpower. Ignite it. Namaste. Good morning. This is day 264 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic of this tidbit is a community service announcement. So this tidbit is a little different than all other tidbits because I had an experience, and I'm sure other people have had this exact same experience, and we're like, what just happened? So I was triggered by this because my sister is coming to visit today. And I said to her, oh my God, are you driving here the Mass Piker 95? Because guess what? They changed the exit numbers. Now, I don't know how many of you have been, we're not driving that many places these days. So I'm not getting on the highway that much and not seeing this. And so weeks ago, in fact, when I was driving to the cottage, I got on the Pike, and literally one exit after I got on, which would be typically exit 12, was like exit 94 all of a sudden. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, where am I? What happened? Did I fall into a black hole? I think I know where I am. This looks familiar. This exit is not my exit area. And I keep driving, and then the next exit is exit 96. It's like not even in numerical order. And I am, what is going on? This is like Alice in Wonderland. I fell into a black hole. And the truth is, it threw me. I was like, no, it must be, something is off. And I'm driving, and the exits are completely odd numbers. And the exit that I get off is not my exit, but I get off anyway. I'm like, is this my exit? This is my exit. I don't know. Is this my exit? And I go through this whole thing, right? And I'm like, they would have announced something or would have said formally exit, whatever. I know in Connecticut, it has that in many places. Formally exit, and then it has the new exit number so you don't freak out. And so I was just like, what is going on? And so I asked my sister, and I said, hey, we're not exit this anymore. We're now 100 and blah, blah, this. And she was like, really? And then I was talking to my brother, who said, well, to tell you the truth, nowhere else in America, except in like New England area, do they do numerical number exits. Everywhere else is by how many miles between the exit to the state line. And so I learned something new, and it threw me at the same time. So this is not like a lesson or a wisdom bit with this, but this is a warning. Know your exits. Things are changing around here. There's no communication about it, but just know that. So I hope that's helpful if people are traveling anywhere in New England, that the exits have been changed. Everything else is staying the same, but know the numbers are different. So I hope this helps you stay a little calmer if you experience this. Have a great day. Love is your superpower. Ignite it. Namaste. Good morning. Day 265 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is triggers. So a few days ago, we started the Turtling question. I don't know, the request. And so I had another person private message and say that when they get a text or a phone call from this person, they automatically get stressed, filled with anxiety before they even see what it says. What can they do? So there's a connection with this person of trauma and past things that haven't gone well, right? We all have people like this in our lives. Some of them are more prominent in our lives, some to have fewer connections. However, we all can understand this, but when it's all the time and constant, it really can throw you off. So what can we do when we go into panic when we see this name? Well, first of all, I just want to explain that there are nerves and connections, neurons that have been twisted together to create this connection to keep going forward. And what we want to do is basically untwist it, kind of straighten out the pipe cleaners and get things flowing in a new way. And so clearly stating boundaries, which often has already happened in situations like this, and saying, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. Also taking your power back, not giving your power to this person so that every time they show up in your life, you completely get unraveled. And that's a process that can be assisted through, with awareness, choosing to make some choices differently. And what can you do to help support that? First of all, number one, clear your body. There are lots of ways to clear. Using essential oils, using intentions, using sage, using clear spray. There are lots of things you can do. Also, journaling and writing this out, getting the trauma out of you so you don't constantly keep reliving this. Making the conscious effort to make a new story, to make a visualization of what happens when this person connects with you. You also don't have to respond immediately. You get to decide what's going on, when, and for how long. And if the tone of conversation and voice isn't working, you can say, I'm sorry, I can't talk with you anymore. And really take your power back. There's lots more things to do with this, but I'm sticking with the 3 minutes. If you want more information, connect and I can help you. I hope this is helpful. Take your power back. Love is your superpower. Ignite it. Namaste. Good morning. Day 266 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is finding your reset button. So most of the times as we are moving along our day or moving along a project or something that we're involved in, we have a set idea of how things are going to go, how we want things to play out. And if this happens, awesome. But there are those times where things don't go as smoothly as planned or the way you want them to go. So what do? You can go down the rabbit hole and swear your head off and have a fit and be angry and lash out. And does that get you anywhere? Does it move you in the direction you want to be moved in? Now, sometimes we have to do that first anyway, just to blow the steam. Get that. But then coming back up, connecting with the energy of where you want to be, envisioning how you want to feel and move is crucial. And so I don't know how many of you are football fans. I grew up watching football, and last night, of course, TB12, even though he's not a Patriot anymore, is still near and dear in our hearts. And for those of you who watched the game, it was a rough start for Tampa Bay. And I kept thinking, oh, they suck. They're really doing bad. This is never going to work. And my husband was like, it's Tom Brady, hang in there. And the truth is, that's right. Even in bad times, you can connect in to a reset, to a steady, to I got this, to digging deep. And I remember in high school, I played on a couple of sports teams, and one of our coaches would always say, on any given day, any team can win. So just do your best. And the ups and downs of that are part of it. And holding a space deep within, doing your best, and coming back to neutral, and then kicking it into high gear. And so I share this because we have the ability to reset once we get the awareness. We need a breath, we need some space, you may need a timeout. All allowed, there's no right and wrongs. But you have the ability to reset. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you, Tom Brady. Last night was awesome in the end. We'll be with you next week. Love is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Namaste. Good morning, day 267 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is anger. So all of us have anger and respond with anger at different points. And many of us think that anger is a bad emotion. In truth, there are no good or bad emotions. There are just emotions. And they hit us on a scale with different intensities. We as humans tend to label things good or bad because that's how our mind likes to categorize and have a reason and have a place for everything. From the energy perspective, all emotions are welcome and are messengers, giving us an opportunity to check in and go in and see what's really going on. And so anger is a very powerful emotion for most people, and it's a fast trigger. Different people have different triggers for anger, and it is, I know, like even for myself, I'm slow to anger unless I'm triggered on something that's been inside for a long time, and then I'm super fast, right? And what happens when anger comes? We get overwhelmed with a rage emotion, and we say things, do things that we normally wouldn't do, and it's not necessarily what we want to do. And so learning to deal with anger, I don't think many of us ever were given tools growing up. I mean, we kind of maybe got timed out when we got angry, or we got asked to apologize and we didn't even know why. But actually teasing out and figuring out what the real issue is. Anger is, on many levels, just the first step, because it's giving you a warning sign, a red flag, an invitation, an opportunity to actually figure out what's going on with you. Many people will bury their heads in the sand and have the same situation continue to happen, and the anger just keeps building and building and building until it's explosive. And even when people get explosive, they're not dealing with the underlying issue. So working with someone, journaling, making new patterns, figuring out what the bottom is, where the anger is really coming from and why, and what's going on, so that you don't have to repeat these patterns, would be the greatest gift you can give to yourself. So I hope this is helpful. I did get another Turtling Tidbit request. I thank you for that, and we'll be sharing that very soon. Have a great day. Love is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Namaste. Good morning. Day 268 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is new beginnings, fresh starts. Whoa, what a big day today is. Really, the 46th president and vice president will be sworn in. In my recollection, there is no other time, though when Barack Obama was sworn in, I was incredibly excited as well. I am not political for the most part at all. And this, for me, is a big deal, even paying attention to all of this, because I really feel like this is the beginning of a new paradigm, a new shift, a new focus. And it's incredibly exciting. And to think that Kamala Harris, being the first woman, Black woman, vice president, just smashed the ceiling. Yeah. And all little girls, all young women have this space. This path has now been slapped open, and this is going to be happening more and more. And it's just a very exciting time. I am looking forward to watching the inauguration. I am praying for peace and ease and harmony as we move through this day for everyone. For everyone. We need it for all of us, for the whole world, in fact. And it is an exciting time. It's a lot of firsts. Things are being handled very differently, right, this time than times in the past. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's also a new beginning on how to do different things, or do the same things, but do them differently. And I'm excited for all that's going to come, and all the people who want the vaccine are going to be able to get the vaccine. And this is really, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck for words. It's very exciting. At this time, I also want to thank all the frontline people, because it's become apparent lately how much work, as numbers have been going up. Doctors, nurses, teachers have kind of lately been really pushing hard to continue to hold these sacred spaces for our children. So a huge thank you. Take this day in sending everybody peace, harmony, and love. Love is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Namaste. Have a great day. Good morning. Day 269 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is promise. Yesterday was simply amazing. It was awe-filled. I am not one who typically watches the inauguration, and at least since Obama, and I had to watch it. And truthfully, the whole thing just felt wow, felt like hope, felt like a new beginning, a fresh start, from the people who spoke, to the entertainers, to our new president and vice president, to the youngest, absolutely amazing force, Amanda Gorman, the poet, 22 years old. Wow. I can't wait to see what she does and walk with her on her journey in this world. It really feels like a new dawn. And with that comes hope and possibility and limitless potential, right? And it's a great opportunity for each one of us also to step into this newness, this beginning, this hope. It is an incredibly creative time, a time to hold hands, as Joe Biden said, a time for unity in a new way, in listening to others, really listening and coming together in a new way to move forward, to help rise up for everyone. I was really inspired, had tears, felt my heart swell. I don't know. I just was taken. And even watching at night the entertainment and the words were so powerful. And allow this to sweep you up. No matter what side you landed on prior to this, we are all moving forward together. So let's do this together. And can you listen to other people who have different opinions, and listen from a calm place, and invite them to listen from a calm place, not forcing anybody, not bullying anybody, really moving to an equal place to speak our mind. So I hope this helps. I hope you can move together with someone else who you may not have beforehand, and hold hands. Love is the answer. It is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Namaste. Have a great day. Good morning. Day 270 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today are the words always and never. So circling back a little bit, words matter. And words have energy, and everything you say to yourself and out loud has energy and force. That's why we often remember things that people have said to us that are traumatizing or things that are really amazing. Even after people are not necessarily in our presence, we can feel the effect on our body. So I want you to pay attention to when you use the words always and never. And energetically speaking, we would say try not to use these words, because it is like putting it in there that this is never going to happen or this always happens to me. So for example, you say, oh my God, I always forget my keys and lock them in the car. And that's not a good example, but I can't think of something. But you understand what I'm saying. Or I am never going to know blah, blah. And in fact, the other day I was driving home and I said to myself, because I kind of am an always never girl and I'm trying to shift that, but I said, I am never going to understand that. And it's not the first time I'm talking about a certain situation that I've said that. And it kind of just, I felt like I got struck by lightning. And in fact, I had listened to an amazing podcast that morning by Esther Hicks of Abraham Hicks. And she was talking about paying attention to your words. And I kind of felt her like slap me upside the head. And at that moment, instead of saying, I am never going to understand that, I kind of shifted. And what I said to myself next was, someday I will understand that. And I have to tell you that, like, right at that moment, something shifted and an ease came into my being. And I am never going to get that. I am never going to understand that. Has very strong, clearly, like stiff energy. But someday I'll understand that. Kind of opens things up, creates a non-attachment, lets go of the anger, and things can flow. So pay attention to your words, always and never in particular, but truthfully everything that you say and think has power beyond our comprehension. So I hope this is helpful. Love is your superpower. Time to ignite it. Have a great day. Namaste.